Well, you guys, we finished the Trap and Tone Challenge with LASHAE for the month of October. And I think it was great. It was challenging. It was amazing. We are so happy with the results, and we hope that, other people will join in for the next challenge and just try it out and see how you feel. So there is another challenge happening in November, okay? So go to the site, ifyoucanmove.com. The link is down below in my description box, and sign up for the challenge. And don't forget about TLC, NutriBurst, and all of the amazing products that they have at TLC. The link is down below to where you can purchase some of those products. I've even gotten my husband into the NutriBurst. I've gotten my husband into the tea, actually, especially if he isn't feeling that great. Sometimes he might have a little stomach issue. He drinks that tea and he feels great like an hour later. So, just saying. Don't listen to me though. All right, but yeah, y'all, just wanted to give y'all an update before we started this video, but yay, we finished. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue, and I am doing Iyanla Fix My Life for a second time because I just realized that I clicked the wrong buttons. Child, I am vocally exhausted, but here we are doing this whole video all over again, y'all. Oh my God. So let's go ahead and get into it. So this episode of Iyanla is not about a famous family. This one is about a regular old degler schmegler mama who has her grown kids staying in the house with her and her young husband. And she feels as if she's micromanaging them, and she wants them to get their life together and be respectful and get the hell up out of her house, okay? But she's not dealing with the fact that she abandoned them when they were children. And them acting out now is a symptom of that larger issue that she refuses to actually confront, okay? So she has 8 children altogether, but she came here with her oldest son, Christian, her daughter, Amber, who's 21 and pregnant with her second child, and her youngest son, Christopher. From what I understand, everybody lives with her. I feel like Christian doesn't live with her because they said he was self-sufficient. So I'm thinking that means that he's the only one that doesn't live with them. He was also the only one with the emotional maturity to say that there is a lot of hurt and damage in this family. And Iyanla is like, why haven't you guys mentioned that there is hurt and damage in this family? Why haven't y'all vocalized that? Christian says that, well, she left us. When I was 12 years old, I was told she was going to get a job, and it seemed as if she left, and for a long time she was gone. I cried every night for days when she left. So now Christian don't have no more tears for his mama, it seemed like. Yes, he wants to fix the issue, but he doesn't know how. Did I say Christopher? I meant Christian. Christian, the oldest son. Christopher, the youngest one, is a badass, reckless, out here wilding. So he needs some direction. He needs to listen to somebody. But based off this episode, I can tell he thinks he knows everything, even though he doesn't know a damn thing. The mama says that she knows that she's hurt her children, but she doesn't ever really deal with the fact that she's hurt her children. She just kind of keep on moving like nothing ever happened. Iyanla starts to pass out cards with different words on them. Some of the words are irresponsible, dishonesty, abandonment, just a lot of the issues that they have within their family, distrust. And she hands a lot of these cards to the mother, Christy. Christy's upset about that, okay? But you have to know that the reason why your kids are messed up is because you messed them up. That may not always be the case, but when you abandon them and now they have abandonment issues, and those show up in different ways in your daughter being passive aggressive and sitting on her feelings until she explodes, to your son being reckless and crazy and not really caring about his own safety or even what comes up out of his mouth because he can just say whatever, and Christian, who I don't know what his real issues were because I didn't feel like we really got to see how this has shown up in his life, but he is having some remnants of what has happened in his childhood and with his mom. Iyanla says that they need to talk woman to woman, okay? Because if you were in my shoes, wouldn't you have done the same thing too? I'm talking to you, woman to woman. You should be woman enough to understand. Y'all know that's my song, and I had to give y'all that when she said woman to woman in this episode. Okay? But either way, Iyanla says, woman to woman, I had 3 children by 3 different men before the age of 21. So I know what I'm talking about. But as an elder talking to a younger woman, you are messing up by ignoring the real issues that your children have with you, that you abandon them. You don't get to show up, and act like nothing ever happened. And now that there are adults acting out as children would, you sitting up here talking about, oh, they not cleaning the room and they not washing the dishes and he didn't sweep the floor. No, girl, no. Deal with why your children are not being able to take care of themselves in the first place. They probably trying to stay in your house, making up for time that you wasn't there. I also don't like the fact that it seems as if the mom's main issue was like, my kids are making it hard for me to focus on me and my husband. And it's like, how can you fully be engaged in a relationship with a man when you got all these issues with all 8 of your kids? Make that make sense. That's the issue and a problem right there. And that also shows what a mama's priorities are. Always about a man. Iyanla talks to the daughter Amber, and I think this is where that issue kind of presents itself. Because Amber says she learned what not to do from her mom. But I think you learned a lot of what to do from your mom as well. Okay, because it's written all over your face. You don't have to say nothing. You don't. You really don't. Like, she is wearing her sadness on her in such a deep, profound way. I don't understand how people can walk around like that. Like, go get you some help, girl. And I know not all of us know. Not all of us have access. Not all of us know where to go to get help. But I feel like if you can write a letter to Iyanla, somebody needs to be able to find a therapist that costs $60 in your area so you can work through your issues. Just saying, okay? It's worth it so that you can not pass down your same, messed up issues to your own children. Iyanla tells her story. That she had her 3 children by the time that she was 21 by 3 different men, but she went and finished college, was in law school by 30-something years old, okay? By 40, she finally was growing up. That's putting something into perspective for you, that it's never too late, and you have to focus on your life. You cannot give your life up for your kids in a way that you have nothing for yourself, nothing to bolster you and get you through your day so that you can be a good mother and a good example, as a person to them. Iyanla says, my children was sitting on the floor outside my classroom when I was in law school because they are mobile and they need to see that their mama was out here trying to get it so they can see what they can have and what they can do for themselves. If I can do it with the 3 of them, then they can do it by themselves or with however many children they have or whatever trial and tribulation that they might encounter. If their mama got it done, they can too. And Amber has a dream to become a nurse, but almost, seemed as if she didn't think that was a possibility for her. And Iyanla tell her, no, go after your dream. Go after your dream. Then one of the producers comes to Iyanla and tells her that the mama has a secret. And when Iyanla goes in to talk to her, she said, child, it's too late for you to say it off camera. You done already signed your name on the dotted line now, girl. But she tells her your story can help somebody else. So tell us what it is. And the mama basically says that when she was a child, she was violated by many different people. And it seemed, she wasn't saying it all the way clearly, but it seemed as if it could have been the mama's boyfriends or people that the mama was bringing around. But she says her mom taught her how to be a good mother and how to be loyal. But I don't know how that's the truth when you were running from your home situation and you ran from that abusive situation into an abusive relationship with your baby's father. You know what I'm saying? So I just felt like there were a lot of things not being really said, which is understandable. But at the same time, it left, a lot to be desired as far as what happened. You know what I'm saying? But either way, Miss Christie had to cry and get this off her chest because this has been something she's been carrying around with her and not dealing with for years. And, Iyanla always asks people, what did your mom teach you about being a woman? Because that's your first example. So if your first example didn't give you the tools, how are you going to give them to your children? How are you going to have the tools now as an older woman if you've never gotten the help? You know what I'm saying? Like, give yourself a break for the decisions you made as a young girl. Know that it's not your fault that you didn't know what to do, but that you were just trying to protect yourself. Let yourself off the hook so that you can heal. Because trust me, you don't need to feel bad about, running from your mama's household to an abusive marriage. You need to feel bad about not being there for them damn kids, okay? So forgive yourself for that so that you can beat yourself up for this issue, okay? Basically. Iyanla talks to her husband, Demetrius, so that, she can have some type of understanding of him. And I just feel like he's wearing his depression all up in his hair. There's no reason why a man that is 31 years old should have a haircut like that. That is just a sign of him being depressed and sad and not in a happy place in his life. That house probably feels some dark where they live at. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to open up some windows and, bring in some fresh flowers and light some candles and put on Martin or something. But y'all got to bring some light into y'all household, because all of y'all are walking around with such heavy darkness on y'all. I could just tell that wherever y'all live is the epicenter for said darkness. So when y'all get home, y'all need to, put some Florida water in a bucket and mop the floor and clean the walls and, just get that negative energy up out there. Open some doors and windows and sage, and then turn your air conditioner on and close them. That's how that goes. He says he's trying to support her, but to me, he comes off like a glutton for punishment. He has his own issues that he is working through by being in this abusive relationship with her. Because even though she's sitting there talking to Iyanla with the whispers, she gets loud and verbally abusive with him. And Iyanla says he needs to put his foot down, and he needs to do that before he allows this relationship to destroy him any further. So when Iyanla brings the both of them into the room at the same time, she both gives them a book, him a book about faith, because how are you going to lead a family when you don't even have a place of faith to pull from? And also give her a book to let things go and to deal with the broken parts of who she is and move on from them. But if you keep ignoring them, you can't get past them. And that's just the truth of the matter. Iyanla also tells them that they won't be having any contact for the night. She takes his phone away from him so that his wife cannot contact him, because it's obvious that if allowed to, she will go home and unleash on him, and he will have to deal with the remnants of whatever she's going through today. And that will put more issue on their relationship when everybody is supposed to be trying to heal and get to a better place. He seemed very grateful for that. He seemed like he went, to that hotel room that night and read that book, child. He came back with a better understanding of what he needed out of this relationship. The next morning, Christy says that she cried a lot. She needed to let it all out, Iyanla tells her that she needs to tell her children her story, but not today, because they don't need to be responsible for her feelings. And I felt like this was so important, because a lot of mothers fall short here. They allow their children to be too responsible for their feelings, to the point where the children suppress their feelings to protect the parent. And when the parent is the one that has messed up, that's not the right move, okay? So her children need to heal with her support first before she can let them know what has been plaguing her whole damn life. Iyanla says the only thing that she needs to say to her children when they talk is she wants their forgiveness, and how does she get it? So Iyanla sits her down with the oldest son. And, he kind of had that smile on his face where I'm trying to keep my emotions in. But he has to tell his mama how she broke his heart and how he may not be able to cry now, but he cried for days on end when she left. It felt like it broke something in him that has never been fixed. And she asks him for forgiveness. She apologizes, and she asks how can she fix it, just like Iyanla told her to. And he says, I don't know. And Iyanla tells him to cry into the bosom, because the sun's in the east and the moon reflects like the knowledge and wisdom I manifest. If you wanna go to heaven, lay up on my breast. I'm yo. Okay, get into it. That's Erykah Badu, yayo, if y'all didn't know. Iyanla then talks to Amber and Christopher separately, because their issues, might be a little bit harder, okay? Amber wants understanding of the problems that they all have. Christopher wants to make sure that she doesn't put her kids through the same thing that they went through. Iyanla wants to know what the hell everybody's talking about. Why aren't y'all giving me specifics about what has happened? Christopher says, what I will say is whatever happens to little ghetto kids, that's what happened to us. And then he further clears things up when he tells us that his daddy was a crack dealer, and wherever the daddy went, the mama went. That talks about that loyalty that she says her mother taught her, okay, to be by his side throughout all of the things that he was doing, putting her own life in danger and therefore putting her kids' life in danger. Christopher still makes excuses for his mom, though. Even though he knows she was wrong, he still makes excuses for her. And Iyanla says, no, 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 no. We need to hold folks accountable for failing y'all, because everybody failed y'all, and y'all need to understand that. So understand that everybody is coming from a broken place because the adults in their life didn't do what the hell they were supposed to do. That's why I tell y'all, stop having children until you're ready for them, so you can stop bringing forth other fucked up adults into the world. Iyanla confronts Christy about not telling her about the baby daddy selling drugs. She says there's a level of truth that was not told. So Iyanla brings the sons in, and the mom doesn't see herself as an accomplice in her husband, baby daddy, selling drugs, which is crazy to me. If you riding around in a car with him when he's doing everything, yeah, girl, you an accomplice. I don't know where you get this from, but I believe that because it eventually forced her to leave him, you know, they feel like it wasn't that bad. But it's like, no, you shouldn't have put yourself in that situation in the first place, to be honest. Like, I'm just saying, you know, but I get it. Running from one bad situation into another one, thinking that this person is your savior because they protecting you from some other messed up stuff while putting you through some other messed up stuff. But jail and drugs are in the future for her children, specifically with Christopher, who has been out here slanging them drugs for sure because of the example that they showed him. It's not just about rap music. It's not just about these streets. It's also about what your parents make you feel like is acceptable. So if they set the bar real low, well, I mean, why would you try to do anything else other than what they've already told you is the bar, which is I sold crack on the corner? When Christopher starts to get emotional about how he felt about the abandonment, he's starting to break down a little bit. And Iyanla tells Christy that she needs to strengthen up, okay? Because you can't cry while the baby crying. She also tells Christopher that he needs to look to Christian as an example for somebody. She also tells Christopher he needs to look at his brother Christian as an example, since he acting like he don't have one. Christy has to admit that she failed him. And he says that he does see himself as, you know, a teenager who made some mistakes, but he's still the man of the house. I'm like, boy, bye. You ain't no damn man. Iyanla asks Demetrius and Christy what the hell is going on in their relationship. And he says that if she doesn't learn to hear him, he gonna be out, okay? She says that she carried him for a long while in their relationship, and that if she didn't pay the bills, the lights were off. Iyanla says, well, if the lights get turned off, buy some damn candles. Don't beat your man up about it, okay? And I feel like also leave somebody who you feel like don't fit your criteria. But I feel like she wants to be with somebody who she can beat up on because she's been beat up on. And like Iyanla said, I don't know if you know how to be with somebody like him. So now you turn into the abuser. Get yourself together, ma'am. Christopher tells Demetrius when everybody sits down together that he needs to man up and take care of his mom. And Iyanla checks him and tells him that he does not have the rights to tell another grown man what he needs to be doing, because you are a 19-year-old child. You haven't really done for yourself in order for you to be telling him what he needs to do. You haven't taken care of a woman, so you can't tell another man how to do so. Not really. You know what I'm saying? When that same woman is taking care of your grown ass. Just saying. Iyanla shuts him down because he feels like he's entitled to that opinion because Christy is his mama. Yeah, no, you're not entitled to be disrespectful just because, you know, she chose to be with a man who's slacking. Your mama made that choice. Remember that. Amber says that her issue with her mom is that she feels that she traded respect for friendship. And listen, when kids get older, there's supposed to be a switch over to, you know, a friendship because the relationship is no longer a codependency. But at the same time, if those children are still codependent upon you, you cannot then not require respect from them, especially if they rely on you. That's just ridiculous. Child, I never have no 3 grown-ass children or 2 grown-ass children or however many grown-ass children living in my house disrespecting me, not paying no damn bills. You got me messed up. What you're supposed to do is help your children, okay? There's nothing wrong with your 21-year-old who got 2 kids staying with you, or your 18-year-old, 19-year-old still living with you, especially right now. There's nothing wrong with that. But to not teach your children responsibility and that they have to pay bills and clean up after themselves, or they can be sleeping out on the street, that's your own fault. You need to get your own self together because you weren't responsible. So how you gonna try to tell them they not being responsible? Who showed them not to be responsible? You and they daddy. Demetrius expresses to Christopher that he needs to stop being disrespectful. They do try to guide him, but he don't listen. And, you know, it would be cool if he would chill the hell out. And Christopher reiterates that, which makes Iyanla feel like he understands what's being said there. He's a very smart kid, and I'm very hopeful for him. I was like, damn, you seem so smart. Why are you acting so ignorant? Child, it be like that sometimes. They also talk about how Amber suffers in silence until she explodes, and she needs to find a therapist in a neighborhood near you. Like, I'm just saying, girl, you need to get help after this because you got a lot of shit with you, I can tell. And if y'all can write a letter to Iyanla, y'all need to be able to find the $60, you know, once or twice a month to go and get some therapy. Then they burn all of the negative cards, and that leaves them with accountability, which is what everybody needs to do. Be accountable for your own actions, okay? Be accountable for being disrespectful to your mother, just like you want her to be accountable for her abandonment of you, okay? But it was a good episode, y'all. I enjoyed it, even though I had to do it for a second time. Y'all tell me what y'all felt about this week's episode of Iyanla Fix My Life. And I will see y'all next week for Lunel, child. I can't wait to see this because I ain't know nothing about Lunel life, child. I can't wait. Love y'all.